In battlefield chaos where death held sway, lived Dr. Sarah, who saved lives each day. For 18 months she'd fought this war, healing wounded hearts and more. Her hands had mended 1,000 souls, while war extracted heavy tolls. She thought of home, her daughter's face, the little girl she couldn't embrace. Little Emma, only 5, waiting for her mum's arrive. Each night she kissed the photograph and walked her lonely, healing path. The radio crackled through the night. Incoming wounded, prepare for fight. Sarah grabbed her kit with trembling hands, ready to follow mercy's demands. Each life she saved became her prayer for those who'd never make it there. But tonight felt different, heavy, wrong, like death was singing sorrow's song. She'd mastered surgery under fire, when hope was all that souls require. 300 lives she'd saved so far, beneath this war's unlucky star. Yet every one she couldn't save haunted her beyond the grave. Still she worked through blood and pain, knowing some would die in vain. In every wounded soldier's face she saw her daughter's gentle grace. She can save just one more life, maybe I'll return as wife. The shells fell closer, walls would shake. How much more could her heart take? Yet when they brought the wounded in, her healing work would always begin. This night would test her faith and skill against war's cold and bitter chill. For every heartbeat she could save meant hope beyond the grave. But in the distance thunder grew, and Sarah felt her time was through. She kissed her daughter's photograph and chose her sacrificial path. The final patient waited near, the one she'd hold most dear. For in this war of endless night, some angels lose their fight. God, guide my hands through this dark hour, grant me strength and healing power. The stretcher came through broken doors, carrying hope from distant shores. The wounded soldier lying there had Sarah's eyes and golden hair. Her nephew, David, barely alive, the boy she'd helped to thrive. She'd changed his diapers, kissed his tears, through all his childhood years. Her sister's son, her pride and joy, this broken, bleeding boy. His chest was torn, his breathing weak, the help that he would surely seek. Sarah's hands moved swift and sure, trying every possible cure. Tears mixed with the blood she cleaned. This wasn't how it should have been. She pushed aside her breaking heart to practice her healing art. I will not let you die tonight. I'll use my every skill and might. She worked on arteries and veins, through overwhelming grief and pains. She saw him young, just 10 years old, when stories of his life were told. His graduation, first day school, his dreams of being someone cool. The surgery would take all night, beneath the flickering candlelight. Stay with me, my precious boy. You were my sister's pride and joy. His pulse grew weak, his breath grew short, despite her every last resort. Please, God, take me in his place. Let him see tomorrow's face. She tried transfusion, tried her best, but death had come to pass the test. She held his hand and sang the song she'd sung to him when he was young. Tell your mother that I tried, that love was always by your side. David smiled and closed his eyes beneath the star-filled winter skies. The machines fell silent in the night.
David's soul had taken flight. Sarah held him close and cried, as part of her own spirit died. I failed you when you needed me. I couldn't set your spirit free. She closed his eyes and said goodbye, beneath the star-filled winter sky. Though death had won this battle here, her duty still remained unclear. Now one more stretcher waited near, another soul for her to clear. She'd save the ones she still could save, though David filled an early grave.
Though David's death had broken her, Sarah's duty would endure. She wiped her tears and tried to stand, to help with her healing hand. Each breath she took felt like a sin, when David couldn't breathe again. But other soldiers needed care. She'd grieve when time would let her dare. Doctor, quickly, soldiers down. The enemy has hit the town. The radio crackled with despair. More wounded soldiers waiting there. Her heart was shattered, will was weak, but still the wounded soldiers speak. Sarah grabbed her bag once more, though her heart was torn and sore. If I can't save the ones I love, I'll serve the God who reigns above. The path outside was filled with mines. She crossed the deadly battle lines. The shells exploded all around, shaking both the sky and ground. She ran toward the danger zone, where wounded soldiers lay alone. Through smoke and fire she made her way to fight for one more dying day. There, in rubble and debris, lay a boy she'd never see. He couldn't be much past 18, the youngest soldier she'd seen. His wounds were deep, his time was short. She gave him her last resort. She used a procedure, risky, new, but it was all that she could do. She poured her life into his veins, sharing all her blood remains. The color slowly filled his face. Death retreated from this place. The boy would live to see his home, while Sarah felt her strength was blown. Her vision blurred, her hands grew cold. Her story nearly now was told. She thought of Emma, safe at home. No more would she need to roam. As darkness closed around her sight, she saw her daughter's face so bright. Mummy tried to save them all before I heard heaven's call. 300 lives she'd saved in war, plus one she'd die for more. Her hands that healed, her heart so pure, had found a love that would endure. The pain dissolved, the fear was gone. She'd fought her final battle dawn. They found her with a peaceful smile. She'd walked that final healing mile. Beside her lay the living boy, her final gift, her lasting joy. In sacrifice, true love is shown. She'd found a peace she'd never known. Dr. Sarah, angel bright, gave her life to win the fight. Her story echoes through the years of love that conquers all our fears. The greatest gift one soul can give is dying so that others live. In every life she'd helped to save, lives on beyond her humble grave.